today is October 30th. We've got strong south winds, and I only hunt this stand maybe a couple times a year. I think I hunted it once last year, and just try to stay out of it because it's the middle of the woods. And got a strong south wind, about 15-20 mile an hour. I think I can sneak in there and get undetected. If I do, I think it's going to be a great morning. I'm after a big heavy 8. The neighbors wounded him a couple weeks ago, and he's hurting pretty bad, and he's still kicking it, but he's hurting pretty bad, it seems like. I watched him come across the field and he didn't like it. So that's my number 1 target buck. He's a big heavy 8. He's 4.5 years old. I actually have pictures of him last year in velvet. Seen him on the hoof, never had any close encounters with him, but so he stayed in the area and he got a little bit bigger, it looks like, but kind of excited to see how this morning goes, and hopefully I can be able to put my hands on him this morning.
Somebody must have hit him or something. But I just smoked him. He didn't go. He's 31 yards from my tree stand. I shot him at like 20. And there's a hot doe in here, and there's 2 bucks since I shot it. They've been just running around. Whew, that feels good. My arrow's stuck right in the log. And at first I smoked him. But then he kind of didn't act right, or he kind of act like nothing happened. And I seen him get wobbly. I'm like, I must have drilled him. This is my little honey hole inside this woods. I only hunt it when I got strong winds, so I can get in here without scaring nothing. But man, does that feel good. He ain't my biggest buck, man. He's a solid buck. He's matured. He's just been wounded, so he's lost some weight from that. He's limping and still trying to chase does. It's just, the power these bucks have is insane. They're so strong. Yes, God, that feels good. And that's one of the bucks that I was in here after. He's not the big one, but he's mature and he's solid. Good solid 8 point. And I'm happy. And I'm tagged out. So who cares? Let's go get this deer. Well, I got Jake here on the track job. He showed up. I waited for him to check it out. So this is actually a buck that I've seen a couple weeks ago. He came from the neighbors and he was wounded and he didn't want to come across the field. Like, he was hurt, and I think I got it on video. I'll have to show it. But he didn't want to make it. He kept stopping. Like, it looked like he was freshly hit, but couldn't find a wound on him, so we figured he got hit by a car or something. And today, when I shot him, he was walking okay, but when he came in, he was hobbling. When he tried to bump that doe a little bit, he was hobbling. And he's probably a 4.5-year-old deer, and he looks like a 1.5 years body-wise because he's so run down. And he's been hurt for a couple weeks now, and I don't think he would have ever moved from that thicket if he didn't get bumped. So let's go check out the arrow. 17-yard shot. Look at that, stuck right in. Not too much blood on it, just on the backside. I zipped through that deer. I'm shooting like 78 pounds. And if you watch that video, you can see I zipped right through him, so. Yeah, so this buck I shot at 17 yards and it died 31 yards from the tree, so it only made it like 20 yards, and he tipped over and he's right there. And I haven't walked up to him yet, but man, he looks better than I thought he did. He's got some serious mass. Beyond tickled with this deer. That's some serious mass. I don't know how good you can see it in the camera, but man, I can't even wrap my hands all the way completely to my fist, and I got decent sized hands. Man, he ain't the biggest buck we have on trail camera here, but he's up there, and his body is run down. He's got hit. I haven't checked him out yet, but man, his horns don't whack. Look at those brow tines. I mean, that's a good brow tine too. Got some purple on his horns, some green. Wow. That's awesome. Well, time to tag him. So when I seen this deer a couple weeks ago, I knew he was wounded. Didn't know by what, because I couldn't see no wound with the binoculars from 200 yards. But now we just rolled him over. Somebody shot him with looks like a broadhead for sure. And I don't know how they didn't get him. Must be a little too far forward, but you see my exits right there. So my shot was on the money, but he was hurting and he's lost a lot of weight. We had pictures of him early this year. Actually, a lot of pictures of him. He was a mature deer for sure. And when he even came in this morning, I was like, dang, his body looks tiny. He was just run down. I think he was hurting bad. So He helped me out. I think I helped him out a little bit. That's a pretty good hole.